All right. So it's another Tuesday. We are live. Dig the Falls live on Facebook and YouTube. Dig the Falls is a waterfall / volunteer organization. We have last couple of years really gone deep into trail cleanups, trail building, and getting everyone out there as much as possible. So I'm Edward Smathers, founder of Dig the Falls. I don't think I really ever kind of introduced myself very much on these podcasts, but been doing this since 2005, and then picked up a bunch of teammates, which have been lifesavers. Got two of our team on with me tonight. We've got Stash and Bobby from Bobby's Waterfalls, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. So I'll start with you, Stash, and move forward.
Well, thank you, Ed. I am Stash Russin. I live in Oneonta, New York. I've been with Dig the Falls and Ed for well over 9 or 10 years now. It's been a while.
Awesome.
I'm kind of his go-to guy of the Catskills. I go down there and I see what he needs me to see, or I just visit and update him on certain information. I am also a search and rescue volunteer for the Catskill Mountains. I was the second vice president for the 3500 Club. I'm a 3500 Club member. I main trail in the Catskills, and I'm a volunteer trailhead steward for the Catskills as well. So my passion is the Catskills.
Nice. Yeah, and you're my go-to guy when it comes to gear and things like that. Some advice on the trails. So
yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I have to carry like 10,000 different things for search and rescue and for other stuff. So might as well be.
Yeah. All right, Bobby, if you want to introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Bobby. With Bobby's Waterfalls. Been doing that for several years. Do a lot of background work for Dig the Falls. I don't know.
How long you been traveling to waterfalls?
Back in the 80s.
Nice, excellent.
We'll just go with that.
Yeah, I was in diapers probably.
Careful now, please.
It's been a while. I've been doing this for quite a while too. I've been doing this for darn near 20 years. So yeah, it's time flies. So it looks like we're the team for tonight's live version. We're going to be talking about our website. We're going to be talking about our new shop. Talking about how bad our website has sucked lately and how much better it's working now. We're going to be talking about some of the hikes that I've been going on with the kids. Hopefully everyone enjoys those. Stash, you've got some subjects to bring up too, right?
Indeed I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Good. I think people will be very interested in. Yeah.
Let me know when you want me to talk about them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And while I'm tying my knots for search and rescue.
Memorization, man. You got to do it in the dark, right?
I do. I can't. Trust me, I do this, I don't do this very often. So once I get there to like the training, they're like, tie me this. And I'm just like, I know how to tie my shoes. That's about it. Leave me alone. That's about it. So.
Excellent. And Bobby, if you have any subjects that you want to add onto the conversation, feel free to jump in as well. But the number one thing I wanted to jump in on right away was to acknowledge that our site has been down for at least a couple weeks, if not partially several weeks. And I believe I finally got all the issues worked out between we swapped hosts. We actually rebuilt the website, changed the template, removed a bunch of functionality, removed the storefront from it, and also a bunch of content. Rebuilt the database. We did so much with the darn thing, and I believe we finally have it working better than it's worked in months. So moving forward, you're going to be seeing a lot of updates through the site. The updates are going to somewhat coincide with updates that are happening with the Steps app. It's the Steps Map My World Map My World app that we partnered with. So hopefully you guys can kind of see our progress in the coming months, and appreciate the changes we made, and hopefully we get some feedback on some of those changes. Feel free to send us emails, or send us some Facebook messages or whatever. So but yeah, so the site itself is back up. Then moving on, the next bit, I think you guys have had, I'm hoping you guys have had a chance to look at the store. I didn't give you guys too much of a heads up on the storefront itself, but the store is live. It is NYS Falls with an S.com, and that basically is a portion of all proceeds are going to go directly to trail cleanup and trail building and tools and all the other stuff. Probably the other vast majority of it is also going to be doing the same, but from a technical standpoint, whether it be fixing the site, getting volunteers out there, whatever. But so that's what we're setting that up. We have a lot more gear that's going to be popped up on there, populated, but we just need to finalize some of the designs first. So that's the story about the website and the storefront. So nysfalls.com, and it's falls with an S. So I'm going to skip my hikes for a second, because I'm actually pretty excited about Stash's new endeavor. And Bobby, I don't know if you've heard any of his stuff yet, but Stash, why don't you introduce what you're doing? Because I'm really excited about what you're doing.
So, I can actually pull this down to make it
legit. So, yeah, I like it.
I have started a podcast about the Catskill Mountains. It looks kind of weird.
I love it.
It's called Inside the Line, the Catskills. It's a lot of hard work, especially if we want to make it sound good. I know some of my friends listen to podcasts, and I've listened to some podcasts that just sound horrible and just thrown together with no intentions for a lot of things. But I put some time and effort into this, especially with the topics I discuss. I mean, I've only had 4 episodes. One of them was intro to the 3500 Club. One of them was the plane crashes in the Catskills, which was really, really cool. The last one was the Borscht Belt, and the first one was... I forgot what my first one is. You see, I'm just falling off the deep end.
Your first one was basically just an intro, right?
Oh yeah, it was an intro to hiking in the Catskills. So I hope to get a lot of like interviews in with special people of the Catskills. I have a lot on the agenda of like people. I have friends that through hike. I want to get my friend who through hiked the Appalachian Trail, the Long Path, Norfolk Placid Trail. He's done everything, so I want to get him on here and talk about that. I have a friend who's in my SAR team who wants who I want to talk with about search and rescue. I have a friend that's over in New Hampshire that I want to talk about, that he want to talk to. That he's done so much search and rescue over there, it's absolutely insane. So he definitely has a way different perspective on search and rescue. But I plan on talking about everything from history, and there's hiking in there. There's like ideas, how to make your hike easier, make your hike better. What places to go to, where to avoid, where to park, where to eat, where to drink, everything. So only 4 episodes out. So if you want to check it out, it's called Inside the Line, the Catskills. Check it out.
Cool.
Let me know what you think, please.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited about it, because from what I've been able to take the time and actually listen to, it's enjoyable.
Thank you.
You definitely can tell that you took time planning the episodes, at least. Whereas with me, with these lives, 5 seconds before we get on, I tell you what I'm going to talk about, and that's it.
Oh, that's fine, man. I mean, I've from other podcasts that I listen to, and I have friends that do a podcast up in New Hampshire, and they do a phenomenal job, and they know what they're doing beforehand, so they know what they're talking about. They bring in an interview. They have specific questions. And, when I, like when I get into that, I feel more comfortable instead of just
Yeah.
winging something together. Like tomorrow, I usually record on Wednesdays.
Okay.
Tomorrow night, I have like nothing to talk about because I haven't had the time to write up anything, and but I feel like I might record about solo hiking because a lot of my hiking is solo. I probably
Hmm.
say 70% of my hikes are solo, and my
Nice.
first hike ever in the Catskills was solo. So
Nice. Wow. Okay.
hopefully I know what I'm talking about.
That's actually one thing that I want to kind of bring up really quick because it's something I've changed about my hiking just recently, and I'm hoping that it will kind of up my game as far as just hiking with the kids and just hiking solo by myself too. Um, what is the average weight of your backpack that you're carrying around?
For it for it to be like a day hike, just a regular
Yeah,
day hike.
just day hike.
Uh, you know, if you're talking like in the Catskills, it's going to
Yeah,
be anywhere between for me, it's got to be between 20 and 30 pounds.
right. Okay,
It's pretty. I
that's
also
hefty.
carry, yeah, I carry a 3 gallons, even no matter where I go, 3 gallons of water, maybe
Nice.
even more.
Wow.
My food, which is a lot of M&Ms, a lot of salt and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, I carry like Gatorade, and then I also carry some easy medical stuff that might save someone else, make their day better or
Hmm.
make my day better. Like a splint, I have a splint that I
Nice.
have with ace bandages and like regular bandage wrap. Just those things that can get a person out without having to call search and rescue.
Right.
Um, but it's a pretty considerable amount for a day hike when some people carry like 10 pounds ultra light. But
Okay.
I also have two backup batteries, portable batteries. I also have two headlamps in there with batteries and regular batteries around. I
Wow.
have water or wipes to go to the bathroom with, and then another baggie to dispose of it.
Nice.
So
Very
I have
nice.
I have I have way too much for a
See,
regular hike.
yeah, I don't. I kind of disagree with that actually because recently I was hiking with the kids, and one of my kids was like, "Oh, I've got to use the bathroom." I'm like, "Oh God, what am I?" He's got to go number two, and I don't have any wipes with me. It's like not even something I'd ever considered up to that point, which is, you know,
Right, right.
I mean, he's 4 years old. How could I not have thought of that? So but you're gonna laugh at this. Recently, I started upping my bag uh, to. I started at 30 pounds last week,
Nice.
and it felt good. I mean, I really felt the muscles actually aching after the hike, which was nice. But it still felt too easy to me. So I actually threw in another 10 or 15 pounds today, and
Nice.
and it really, it challenged me a lot more, because walking around with the kids, you can only go so fast, you can only do so many things, that I needed to find another way to kind of push myself. So so yeah, I don't laugh at this, but I'm actually using bricks. So I just dropped bricks in my backpack, and
Wow.
so yeah, so I got 8 of them in there right now. Um, they
Wow.
get yeah, they get heavy fast, but the cool thing about them is I keep them in my mudroom, and my mudroom stays cool. So I've got cool bricks on my back the entire time. So it's actually kind of
It's like
nice.
air conditioned.
Yeah, right, right.
I
But
do have a quick question though about your backpacks there.
mm,
I did realize being small framed, I had a really hard time finding a pack
mm,
that could fit my frame for long hikes where it didn't, you know how they rest on your hips, and after
Yep.
hiking like 7 miles, it really, my legs really started to hurt. My hips really started to hurt. But I did finally find a pack that could take and lessen up some of the weight off of my hip. and more so on my back and shoulders. And I ended up having to get a pack that actually strapped around all of me. Has anybody asked you about packs there, Stan?
I've asked. I've been asked a couple times. I've gone through at least, I would say 4 packs to get the right pack. I actually have one for day hiking and also search and rescue, and then I have another for search and rescue that has almost everything except for my food and my water involved. But I had to. My first pack was too heavy. It weighed too heavy alone, and it pulled me back too much. My second pack was light, but it was too big. It was actually like a 65 liter. So I believe my one right now is a 55 liter Osprey. And it feels perfect. It carries a lot of weight. I mean, 55 liters is pretty good. And I take it for simple day hikes as well as the search and rescue stuff. So 55 liters is really huge for not for me, but for anybody. I mean, you can go to REI and some places in Albany like EMS Sports, or if you even if you're up north, I forgot what that place up in New Hampshire is called. That's very popular. You can try on any one of those, and it's got to feel right. My wife Jessica tried on probably like 6 or 7 before she found the right one.
Wow.
And it all has to do with adjustments on your shoulders, adjustments right here on your chest, adjustments on the side, even the straps on the back that hold everything together. Once you're done adjusting, that has to do with the proper fitting of your body. So it took a while for me to find one. I tried on like 3 or 4 at I believe it's not REI. What's in Albany? What's in the Colony Center?
EMS, I believe.
There's
Or,
EMS.
no, is it EMS? No, it's not EMS. It's LL Bean, right?
LL Bean. Yeah, I went to
Yeah.
LL Bean and tried like 3 or 4 on there, and then I went to, I believe it was EMS, and actually found one that was the 55 liter Osprey, but I ordered it online instead of ordering from there because it was way overpriced.
Yep.
But something during the day for a day hike, like Ed does the hikes with his kids and stuff like that. A 35 liter is perfect, maybe even smaller. Mine are just huge because I'm an overpacker. I prepare almost for anything. I have to.
I think the one that I'm carrying right now, it's nothing. It's barely name brand, so it's not Osprey or anything like that. But it's something like a 42 or a 45 liter, and something like that it fits my frame really nicely. But I was finding today, now that I added the extra weight to it, that pulling those strings on the very back so that the pack sits as close to center mass as possible really made a big difference, because then it's not pulling you back and you're not leaning forward trying to keep it keep it there. And then I forgot that it did have the waist strap, so for a while my shoulders were starting to get a little over encumbered, so I put the waist strap on and then loosened up my my shoulder straps, and man, that made a huge difference. I carried a portion of the weight on my waist itself. It was awesome. It's great.
Yeah, it has to do all. A lot of people think when you try it on first, it's perfect, and they're like, oh, it's great. And then once you start learning all the different straps on your shoulders, and like I said, the straps over your chest, like mine, you can pull it tighter and it pulls it closer, so it's more towards your chest and it balances it. So it's all about that stuff. You got to test it out thoroughly. But Bobby, with your stuff, I mean, you would be probably a lower leader size, but I mean, it's Osprey is a really good, reliable. I think they're lifetime warranty, correct?
I'm pretty sure they are, yeah. And
So
before you go out buying one from like a store or even from Osprey.com, talk to me, Bobby, because there's some places where you can get them for you can get
I
a
actually
hefty percentage off.
I did find I would like to say a perfect pack for me. But like I was saying, I mean, I did go through a lot of different packs before I found this one, and I just needed the extra support around, you know, without everything being hung. It felt like I was carrying everything on my hips,
Mm,
and there wasn't enough straps. So now I found one that's got a strap, and then the waist, it's about that wide, but it's all
mm,
like foam filled.
yeah,
So, but I have a
yeah.
very, very tiny bony frame, so everything felt like it was on my bones.
Did
And,
you
know,
did you cinch up the shoulder straps quite a bit, like bring them
I
way up?
did, I did,
Interesting.
but I found one, but it was just something that came to my mind that all those, you know, people that are going out there to hike to, you know, pay
Hmm.
attention to how far you're going to go and what you're going to put in it and what kind of pack you actually need.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. And to that point, for the longest time, I mean, I had that hiking pack here, but I was using, I was so nonchalant about it. I was just using my old computer bag, just because that's what was laying around, and that's what I've used forever for anytime I leave the house. But now using that hiking pack, even though it's not really a name brand or anything, but it fits me fine. You don't have to go all out on a pack when you're first trying them out, but um, I think Stosh brings up a good point that going to a reputable pack, you'll probably find one that fits you a lot faster. So,
Yep.
um,
It's
but
it's you definitely got to try out several before you purchase one instead of just like trying out the first one. This feels great because
yep.
I tried out a bunch of them, and I also knew because I of all the stuff I carry, I needed a bigger pack. But if your
Wow.
plans are short waterfalls or like short day hikes, you don't need something that I need, a 55 liter or stuff like that. That's 55, like 50 and above is basically for backpacking, and
Yeah.
I do that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get one of those fire rescue backpacks at some point. It's got the modular system on the back.
Yeah, it's got like a whole control unit and stuff like
Yeah,
that with
yeah.
lights and stuff. Soon.
Excellent. So, now that we talked about your podcast, which I really love that you actually started and are getting into, that's great. I'm happy for you for that. Uh, Shout it. What is it again? Shout it out.
Inside the Line, the Catskills.
All right, cool. And that's on iTunes. And did you put it on anywhere else yet?
Everywhere and anywhere you want to listen to a podcast, I think I have it out on there. I use
Awesome.
a good website that it's free, and it lets you got to do it all manually when another paid for one does it, distributes it easily, but I decided to use it for free. I'm not looking to make
Yep.
any money from this.
Yeah.
Just look
Well,
to give my love of the Catskills.
excellent, excellent. All right, so back to I was going to mention my hikes that I've been doing the last couple of days because they've actually been kind of nice now that I've been hitting new places, taking the kids out and everything. And I don't know if you guys knew or not, but we have Charlotte doing homeschool first grade this year because
Oh, wow.
the school system was so like none of the schools really have it down like what they were going to do like up until like maybe a week prior they knew what they were going to do, so we're like, okay, let's make this easier on ourselves and bring her in homeschool. So the cool thing about that is I've got her them home all day, so I can take them out hiking anytime, take them anywhere I want, within the close area, and it's been a lot of fun. So turn it into some learning experiences. And Bobby, I think the last podcast I mentioned that we found some what are they called? The oil beetles, I
Yes.
believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was the time before, and then this week we found what's called a yellow and brown centipede. I don't know if you guys have ever seen those or heard of those. So so basically, it's like this huge kind of picture like a really big roly poly, but really long, like a centipede. and it's got yellow legs. It's got a yellow fringe around the outside of its shell, and then the rest of its shell is kind of brown and yellow striped, and it's like a dark brown. Really, really cool looking bug, and the kids want to pick it up right away. But I was like, okay, hold on. I'm trying to teach them that, okay, there are certain things we don't touch, certain things we do touch. And this one in particular, I guess when it's threatened, it releases some kind of cyanide compound or something like that. So like it gets on your skin, and if it gets in your mucus glands, it can really get you like, burning and hurting pretty bad. So luckily
Oh
I stopped
dear.
them. Yeah.
Oh my
So
goodness.
luckily, yeah, I'm gonna have to pop up a photo of the thing because it was a pretty wild looking centipede. But yeah, if they grabbed it and then it got onto their fingers or however it secretes this this chemical, it could have probably hurt them pretty good. So, but then we did our mushroom hunts and got them into the water a lot, and they're catching God knows what else they can catch. Oh shoot, I got my dog out. Can you guys give me a couple of seconds? Keep talking amongst yourselves real quick. I'll be right back.
Hi, Bobby. How's everything going?
So this is my hiking buddy.
That's great.
She does really good. It's my second one. They do really good on the trails. She actually
They stay with you?
I have this one on a leash because she wanders, but this one actually brought me back out of a trail that I got turned around on. I let her guide me back out to the parking lot, and she did it for me and the children. Believe it or not.
Cool.
But the other one I could let loose, and she always stayed right by my side.
So
this one's just a monster.
That's great.
Talking doggies.
Yes, she wants my attention tonight. I can't keep her off my lap.
Oh, cute. We've got the new one here, and I bring her down because she gets a little loud. If we leave her alone, she starts barking. So same kind of thing. So anyway, I was mentioning the kids. I took some of your advice, Bobby, from one of the last episodes about how to talk to them about trail etiquette and things like that.
How'd that work?
And it's been working pretty well. They're getting a lot better about it. They were always good about asking for petting other people's dogs and stuff on the trail, but they seem to crowd the dogs, and now they kind of stand back a little bit more and let the dog come to them, which is nice. Not as much yelling down the trail. Once they see the people in sight 200 yards down the trail, they're not doing that anymore,
Nice.
which is really nice. Yeah. So they're learning really quickly to kind of hold on until people are closer to them to start conversations. So it's nice. But we it's been kind of rainy and humid, so we've had some really great foraging. And I know you guys don't really get too far into the foraging portion of the hiking. But I'm actually kind of excited because I got a pretty good haul today at one of the new places that we went to. So we found some puffball mushrooms. We found some chanterelles, which are like a gourmet mushroom. They're like $250 a pound. You can sell them $250 a pound at like, to different chefs and stuff. So found some of those. And then I found these things called chicken of the woods. And I actually have some here. So I wanted to show real quick, but I mean, they're these beautiful, like orange mushrooms. So,
are those the ones that turn all yucky and gross and slimy when they're dying off?
No,
not those pictures.
No,
well, I got some of those out here in the yard.
Yeah, you're talking about the boletes. So those are when you break them open, they'll change color sometimes. And but yeah, they turn to black mush when they get too old.
That's nasty. Yeah. But what you have in your hand, I have some of those in the yard.
Oh, these here, so they'll be like yellow, no spores at all.
Right.
And if you have these are like they fry up like chicken. So you cut them up into strips, and the consistency is like chicken. It's really, really wild. And there's no lookalikes to these because they're orange for one thing. They have no stem. They attach directly to the tree, and they have no gills. So the only other lookalike has gills and stem. So, but yeah, if you've got these are really, really just really tasty mushrooms. So,
Okay.
and then I don't have the chanterelles, but I do have the little puff balls that we found too. So we've got
Nice.
probably about 15 or 20 of these, and you break it. How you tell if these ones are okay is if you break them open. They're first off, they've got little tiny speckles on them, so they're kind of pointies. And then if you break them open, they're bright white on the inside. And these are pretty easy to find and tell whether they're good or not too. So, but yeah, I mean, it was really cool just to kind of get the kids out. And they've gotten to the point where they'll jump off trail and they'll go grab them for me and bring them back. It's great. So, but yeah, that's my spiel about getting the kids out. They're getting better on trail, so I'm really, really happy about that. So, but
Did they carry their own little backpack?
Oh yeah, that's the other thing too. I forgot all about that. So yeah, so what I did was I went to Target, right? I got the boys 2 brand new backpacks. Charlotte already had like a unicorn backpack. She's got one that has like a unicorn face on it and everything. I got them all a whistle. So they have a whistle now in their backpack. They have an emergency pocket in their backpack. So so the whistle is in there. And then let's see here. A stinger bar, a honey stinger bar. So they have one of those wafers, or what is it? I forget exactly what it is, but it's a honey stinger for emergency food. And then so then all of them have an emergency poncho. So if they need that, they've got the poncho. And then Charlotte has one of those emergency blankets, one of those silver ones.
Nice. I have one of those.
Yeah, they're cool. Actually, I was going to get all of them one, but they only had one in stock, so I got one for them for Charlotte to carry. Jackson has a little bin of waterproof matches. So like it's a little thing that stays sealed or whatever. Yeah, they're nice to have. And then Connor is carrying around a paracord, so a piece of rope with a carabiner on it. So that was kind of my thing. And then I got them all like you said, Bobby, got them all trail water bottles, so they all have their own water bottle for the trail specifically. So,
and how did they like doing that themselves?
They love it. They love it. It's incredible. Yeah, I could not believe it. So every day before the hike, we do an inventory. So I sit them down. I go, okay, inventory time. Count them out. What's in your emergency spot. Oh yeah, and the other thing I got was bug spray for each one of them too. So each one of them had bug spray. So yeah, and then I carry all the other heavy stuff for now. Eventually, I'll get them set up with their own crackers, like you had suggested, Bobby. And then they can, as it is, they're already trying to give all our food away to people that are passing by us on. So we'll get them a little bit better about the trail etiquette, and then I'll start loading them up with some food in the backpacks. So
very good, very good.
Yeah, they loved it. So yeah, great suggestion for sure, Bobby. I appreciate it. So, Stosh, you had something else that you wanted to talk about too. Well, do you remember what it was? Other than was it the knots?
Oh well, sort of. So last, I believe it was last Saturday, we got called out for a search and rescue. One of our first ones down in the Catskills. An injured hiker was on Wittenberg Mountain, which is a brutal hike. To the top of that is like 3.6 miles. Wow. And I think it's around 2,000 feet of gain. So, and several, like 3 or 4 steep sections right before the summit. So we were prepared and ready to have a struggling night and a long night. I guarantee it would have been, oh man, with the Rangers and with us, it probably would have taken like at least 4 or 5 hours to get the patient down those areas. Wow. Because with search and rescue, you don't realize that 180 pounds between, let's say, I'm guessing there would have been at least 15 people there is absolutely brutal.
Oh, I'm sure.
Um,
Wow.
the ideal is to have, what is it, 3, 6, 12, 18 to 24 people so you can rotate quick.
Yeah.
The longest you can last on a carry of 180 pounds is around 2 minutes is kind of the limit.
Wow.
And until you do it, it's you won't understand because it's not like a 2 minute limit is what we prefer, so we don't wear each other out, and so we can keep going and refresh down the mountain.
Yep.
And we also thought that during these steep sections we would have to do some actual rope tying and
Oh, wow.
lowering because these steep sections are going to be. It would have been a crazy night, but it would have been a great learning experience. It would have been great to we chatted with the Rangers right before they called in. They actually at the end towards the when I got there, it was like 5 minutes out. They called in a helicopter and they hoisted them off the mountain and onto a flat surface. So
Wow. That's nuts.
it would have been fun. I
Yeah.
gotta admit, I would have. But so instead, let me finish that. Sorry. Instead, my team, four of my team members actually went on a night hike up Giant Ledge,
Ooh,
and we got to see the lit fire towers. They lit up some of the fire towers up all costs, New York State. So we got to see 3 fire towers lit up,
awesome.
and I mean, at night you don't really understand how amazing it is. And we got to Giant Ledge, and just the stars were everywhere,
I was going to
and
ask about the
it was.
clouds. Okay.
Oh, it
Nice.
was perfectly clear, perfect day. I mean, it would have been a great. Sorry to say, it would have been a great day for a rescue. No rain, no snow, no cold. It would have been perfect. But
Yep.
we made it into a nice day. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that would have been a fun experience. That would have been cool. But tonight I'm tying different knots for my ropes courses this weekend. It's going to be a fun weekend. We're going to be doing ropes training, and actually, we haven't done this before, but we haven't lowered anybody down some steep sections, and we're actually going to be raising and lowering somebody or something up and down a vertical wall in the
Okay.
Catskills.
You're
So
not going to drop one of your buddies down with a false rope tie, or
I have a feeling we're going to be using a dummy this time. It depends, but we have professional people from New Jersey. They're called Mountain. Oh God, I forgot what their MRU, which is Mountain Rescue Unit.
okay.
And they are absolutely phenomenal. They are top notch of the Northeast in
Sweet.
in ropes and in rescuing from high angle places. So I'm
Nice.
excited, but I'm also nervous because they're gonna drill into our heads some sort of probably rope tying that I have no clue what it's about.
Yeah.
I know the
It's
simple crap, but anything else, I'm
yeah.
just like,
It's weird because you don't think of New Jersey as a place that would be sending you some great like mountain rescue people, right?
that's true, but you also got to remember that New York, are right on the New York border, is Harriman State Park and the
Yep.
Palisades.
Yep.
All of those are massive, open, flat, 100-foot cliffs that people
Wow.
are stupid to take Instagram pictures on, and they fall down. And a lot of those parks right there, like the Shawangans,
Yep.
are right there. That's steep as heck. So New Jersey, the Mountain Rescue Unit
Yeah.
has come in great for these times.
That's
It's
awesome.
it's 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 crazy. And they like the last time I took the course was last year, and they had a new gear that they got, and they were like sitting there looking at it the whole course, and they're just like. We're just like, can we open this up? And they're like, fine. So it's one of these. It's a pivot, and the way it pivots and stuff, you can hook like 8 different directions around it, so you can have and it
Wow.
seriously doesn't need to be attached to anything. It pivots itself with the weight, counterweight,
Oh,
and weight.
wow.
So it's like a 360. So much weight goes this down
Yeah.
this way, and then so much will go. It's absolutely phenomenal, and
Oh,
it's
that's awesome.
just like you said, New Jersey. You're just like they have a huge search and rescue team. They have over like 60 people on their search and rescue team,
That's awesome.
and we get
It
more calls going down to New Jersey than we do the Catskills.
wow, geez. Yeah. I mean, I guess it's the proximity to the population, right?
Yeah, the city
Yeah.
people come up there and they don't know what they're doing, and then I mean, the trail systems there are absolutely horrific. You know, they
Oh,
have like a marked trail, and then off to the side is maybe like a four-wheel trail that was built, you know,
oh,
that's been
jeez.
abandoned, and then there's other, you know, all those places probably were domesticated at some time. So
Yeah.
there would be three houses that were up there, and there's a road and stuff. So a lot of people get lost very often down in New Jersey,
Okay.
and
Yeah, I
so
can
do
see
I because I'd never want to be down there. So
that. That's awesome.
so
Well, hopefully it turns out to. I'm sure it's going to be a great learning experience for you when it all happens. Um,
forget it all probably.
yeah. Well, that's the thing, you know. I mean, if you're not using something like that every day, you know, it's easy to toss that out the window. So
Exactly, and you know what? Everybody on my team says that too. And luckily, you know, I have a fellow SAR team member that is the same way as me. He's like I don't know knots. I don't know knots. I'm like we're sticking together.
that's awesome. Um, well, I think you know it's one of those things you have to find a way to kind of challenge yourself. Like me, say like I would equate it to my foraging now. The only reason that I'm getting as good as I am is because I'm kind of forcing myself to do it while I'm out on the trail with the kids. So you'd almost have to kind of force yourself to hike with people while you're hiking, and then test some of those knots out, each time you're out, basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do it when I'm watching TV or something like that, and hopefully I'll get it. You know, that's what everybody says, and but you know, time is of the essence, and
Yeah.
you know, I have so much. I mean, it's funny how people think being, you know, child free is not busy, but it is busy.
Yeah, yeah. Like it's funny. It's funny. Like everyone says, oh yeah, you can do anything you want when you don't have kids, But then no, you can't,
Yeah,
because you fill your time with something. You always do.
exactly.
So
That's the thing. Search and
yeah,
rescue, the podcast, second job.
yep,
I mean, it's busy, and then uh, whatever. I have
yeah,
fun doing everything. I have fun doing Dig the Falls. I have fun doing the search and rescue.
yeah.
It's less sleep at night, but it's still fun.
Well, and that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about experiences. Oh, I think we lost Bobby's feed. It's all about at the end of your life, you can say, yeah, I filled my life with experiences that I really enjoyed. It's not, oh well, I worked my tail off for 80 hours a week. Oh, we lost Bobby, darn it. Oh, there she is.
And she's back.
Yeah, she's back. There we go.
Told you it's screwing up on my end.
Yeah. Well, it's getting windy here, so I don't know if you've got weather out there. So,
No, we got a pretty good night out there. It's just that
oh,
my data used it up this month already, so I'm kind of like slowed down to dial up.
that stinks. Okay, yeah, because you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Still works good.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, dial-up is working pretty well for you.
Yeah, right.
The speed is just slow, and but it does what I need it to do.
Yeah, exactly. But what I was saying was, at the end of the day, I mean, you can, 10 years from now, you're going to be able to look back on all the stuff that you've done in that 10 years and say, I really enjoyed all of that. It's not, too many people spend too much time trying to work as many hours as they can and buy as many things as they can, and not really kind of enjoying their time,
Yep.
So I'm hoping I can do the same with the kids here. Get off my social feed and spend as much time with them in and out of the house as possible. So
Definitely get them out there and get them experiencing that love for nature, which Charlotte already has.
oh yeah,
She's insane, but and like one of my friends, her little daughter loves nature, and she wants to be a forest ranger when she wakes up or when she grows up.
that's
So
awesome.
I was just like, I think she's like 8 years old. That's pretty
Nice.
cool. Instead of saying like, like I want to be an NBA basketball player or a YouTuber.
Yep. Yep. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a ranger when I was, that age. I also wanted to be an artist too, but you know how that works out.
Yeah.
So, but Bobby, you got your kids out a lot when they were kids too, right?
Yes, I was one of those people that my jobs were not first. My children and my free time was first. So any
Nice.
job I ever had was always had to fit around me and the children.
Mhm.
But I am thankful we may not have had much, but we had time. We
Yeah.
had that quality time together, which was, it's invaluable.
Yep.
Yeah.
And boy, do I have the memories,
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping to kind of, he's a weird cat. That's what I'm hoping to do for the kids too. Is 20 years from now, they're going to be able to say, "Wow, we had a lot of fun when we were kids, and we did a lot of things."
Just always keep in mind though, like I had my three children.
Yeah.
As they got older, and they're adults now, only one actually likes to still hike out of three. The three
Interesting.
grandchildren, I've been taking them out for what, 8, 9 years now?
Right.
And out of those three, only one really likes to go out.
Oh, that's interesting. So it's like a one out
So
of
you
three.
might have all three that really love it right now, but say another 5 years, you're going to start to see their personality change, and you might see a couple of them step back, say, "Oh, I don't like that. I don't really like that."
Yeah. Yeah. It's funny
So
because
grab your time while you have it right now.
yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. Like, Stasha's saying that Charlotte's crazy with nature. Like, we'll be walking through the woods, and Jackson is like completely nonchalant about everything. Like, hey, you want to take half my candy? Yeah, I'll share with you. You want the snake is biting my hand? Ah, yeah, it is. Whatever. It's like he's just like totally even about everything. So
It's
I'm not,
crazy.
yeah, and he's like constantly every time we go out, he's got something from the forest in his hands, whether it be a snake or a frog or a lizard or whatever he captures. He carries it with him the entire time. And then like Connor, he doesn't care about anything living in like that moves in the forest. He is looking on the lookout for plants and mushrooms. So every single time he sees a new plant or a new mushroom, he shrieks and then he yells for me to come over and look at it. So so sometimes it'll take us about, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes to walk, 15 yards down a trail. So but then then you've got Charlotte, and she's grabbing literally everything that moves on the trail. It's incredible how she finds it. It's awesome. Yeah, she found a baby red eft today. I was pretty impressed. Yeah, super cute, little tiny guy. So
Surprised they're still out.
I was very surprised, but this one was super tiny, probably for a first year little guy. So yeah, usually they're much bigger. So we found a couple turtles the other day, which was actually pretty fun too. All right, Bobby, you have anything to add to topics tonight?
No, not tonight. I learned a lot from Stan, though.
Yeah, we always do. So
I like
definitely.
how you called me Stan. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're. Bobby's one of the only people I've ever heard call you Stan. So.
Sorry to say this, but like the older generation calls me Stan, and I don't mind that. I seriously, my name badge anywhere is always Stan, because everybody says Stash.
Yeah.
Well, if I can remember correctly, when I was very first introduced to you, it was Stan.
Excellent. That's fine. I don't mind being called Stan. I'm older, so Stan fits me a little bit better when you get closer to your 40s.
Yeah.
Well, I'll try to refrain from saying that, but
no, he likes it.
Please don't. It's very few and very few say that. So, and when they usually do, it's like a funny thing, like, oh, Stan.
Oh, Stan. I'll try not to call you Stan, Mr. Stan.
Excellent.
Right.
All right. Well, if you guys are all set, we've been on for about 50 minutes, so I think that's long enough for this go around, and we'll plan for next Tuesday unless something crazy comes up. How about that?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to do it next Tuesday because I will be preparing for we're going to the Finger Lakes. So
Oh, fantastic! Excellent. Hopefully,
yeah,
you enjoy yourself.
well, thank you.
Before we go, is there any shout outs you guys wanna give?
Once again, I always do any volunteers. Thank you for doing what you do. Uh, the places around the United States, the national parks and stuff like that wouldn't exist without you.
Yep.
All the trails being built, all the search and rescue volunteers. Thank you for everything, and to also to the forest rangers, the one who also get paid and stuff, because you guys, especially up in New York State, are severely understaffed, and you guys really make a huge difference. And I'm
Yep.
hoping on the podcast, I got a ranger that's lined up, one of my friends that I've hiked with a couple times, so it'll be interesting with him.
Beautiful. Excellent. Be waiting for that episode for sure. That's awesome. What about you, Bobby?
I actually I don't really have something that crossed my mind real quick.
That's totally fine. That's cool.
I
Um,
hope that doesn't sound odd, but I would like to
no,
say, I'm thankful for all those nurses and police officers and everything that I've been going through the past several weeks, knowing that they're out there somewhere is trying to help someone.
absolutely, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, frontline workers too. All of them. Absolutely perfect. Um, I would say, shout out to the team as always, because without you guys, Dig the Falls wouldn't be here. Shout out to the community for the exact same reason. Without you guys, Dig the Falls would not be here. And hopefully, I thank you all for the patience the last several weeks trying to get the website back up and going. And the other kind of a funny shout out, I want to shout out the people that gave us 1-star reviews on Google, because they didn't read the Google description and didn't see that we're a volunteer organization and not a theme park or a waterfall location or whatever was assumed from the description. But no harm, no foul, because I'm honest when I say if there's anything we can help you with, please let us know, because we'll get you out. If you come to the wrong place, we'll get you somewhere else. There's lots of places around here we can.
But always make sure you visit Dig the Falls house, and you might find a wife in the backyard.
Actually, no lie. There was this one young lady that walked up our driveway one day, and I'm like, "What the heck's going on?" And she's like got her phone up like this, and she walks behind my garage. And mind you, behind my garage is a swamp. Like it gets swampy back there. And she had like nice new kicks on and everything. And she walks directly right into the swamp. And so I walked back to her. I'm like, can I help you? She's like, yeah, I'm trying to find a waterfall. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, there's no waterfall here. This is, this Dig the Falls volunteer, blah, blah, blah. But a couple miles up the road, if you want to go up there, there's a really nice trail with some waterfalls up there. You can go there. And, she was nice, thankful and everything. But yeah, that was an interesting, yeah, just very interesting. So, so yeah, don't come here if you want a waterfall. Cold beer, some whiskey, something like that, that's cool, but no waterfalls here. So, but all right, guys. Well, it's a good live. Unless you guys have anything else, we'll cut her short.
No, I'm good.
All right. Thanks, guys.